Welcome to the Comfort Cartoons Archive. Today, we will be talking about one of my favorite releases of all time, and that is the 2004 SpongeBob the Movie Burger King watches. They released 5 different watches here. They were distributed by the Burger King Company, developed by Paramount Pictures, and manufactured by the Equality Marketing Company in Los Angeles, California. As we open these up, we'll be starting this off with the main man himself, SpongeBob Squarepants. So let's go ahead and get in. We'll be checking all the watches out. We do fortunately happen to have all of these in the collection sealed, but for this video we'll be using these ones which are open so we can take a look at them closer, and we'll be adding a total of 5 items to our item counter here on the show as we try to work our way towards hopefully one day having one of the biggest, if not the biggest, SpongeBob and Nickelodeon collections. Let's go ahead and get started. So starting off with SpongeBob here, let's take a look at the packaging itself. Obviously you can see SpongeBob here has a dark blue, which fits really well having a sea theme here, because he is the only one of the releases here that has bubbles on it, so it fits really good with the underwater vibes. You have the SpongeBob logo here, which is very similar to the green and white label SpongeBob logo that came out around the same era. And on the side you get some blue and black striping, which is really cool. But not just that, you have the 2004 Viacom logo there, along with Squidward, Gary the Snail, and also Sandy Cheeks. And flipping it over to this side, we get Mr. Krabs, Patrick, and of course a jellyfish, which is really cool because some of those characters did not even get watches, so seeing them featured in other ways is nice. Let's go ahead and pop this one open though. So opening up, we have a peach colored background here. Behind that would include the instruction manual, all that type of stuff. This does use a 1.5 volt battery. But taking the watch out, we'll be getting some closer shots here, but you guys can see it is blue just like the outside of the box itself, which is just a beautiful design, and it feels really nice in the hand. The texture is great and hits me with a wave of nostalgia. And on the other side we have a different design with very similar to the blue striping that we got in the box. So you have a different face as well too here with SpongeBob, and with that face plate you're actually able to flip the watch around and actually exchange, you know, different sides of it. So if you want to wear it just like this, just kind of showing off the SpongeBob effect, not the most efficient for, you know, a watch. So, you know, you might want to just use the actual watch face here. Of course, this being from 2004, the batteries are dead. It does have some screw points though, so you could replace the battery in this, which is kind of uncommon when it comes to most meal style watches. And up here you'll see there's also a little tag that even says SpongeBob on it, but with the changeability of being able to do it this way and also this way on the blue stripe side, and also this way and this way on this side. The watch does advertise being able to wear it 4 different ways, which is definitely true. We have SpongeBob here swimming upwards into the ocean, which we never really see him quite do on the show. We have some bubbles here, and on this side we have a similar picture of SpongeBob kind of swimming upward, it looks like, but he's smiling and he's in a very cool like light ice blue tone, which I think is awesome. We have the same thing over here on this side, and we have the very classic peg hole watch style, no velcro here. Really cool. I don't have to worry about it coming off, and I remember rocking this back in the day with the utmost confidence. So, and I still have the one that I grew up with, so they definitely hold up pretty well. Next up here we'll be featuring Patrick the Star, number 2 in the set. He's got an orange casing here with the floral pattern you can see in the Bikini Bottom skies, but also not just that on his shorts. And you'll see a striping system, which you can imagine probably translates into the other side of the watch as well. On the side there you actually got Sandy, and weirdly enough you have SpongeBob with his actual helmet he would be wearing inside of Sandy's tree dome, although she does not have one. And then you just kind of have a multiplier of that image there on the side and the 2004 Viacom logo. But popping this one open, we actually have a yellow interior on this one, and contrary to the SpongeBob watch being displayed horizontal, this one is actually displayed vertically. And the Patrick is another one of my favorites. On the top here it does say SpongeBob still. It would have been nice if they would have labeled that per character, but still very cool. You have Patrick here in a classic green label style with the Bikini Bottom flowers, and then you also have Patrick right here sitting on top of his rock blowing bubbles, and it's an orange color that kind of blends through all of them, which is kind of interesting because it's kind of similar to the cream color that is inside of the SpongeBob one. And on the other side you have a very dull moment Patrick, along with the faceplate of Patrick and the striping that we saw in the side of the tin there, and as well can be interchanged for 4 styles. But that sums up the Patrick watch. Next up we got Squidward here, and we can also add this onto our Squidward doing the thing counter. I love the box on this one. It really fits that Squidward mood for sure. You've got the brownish orange that kind of fits in with this shirt. The red kind of matches his intensity and his eyes, and then on the side here you have these almost like suction cup cup looking oval shaped, you know, bubbles, I guess you could say. Very, very cool. And I don't know quite what the vibe is, but it definitely fits. Almost has like a old jazzy look to it. And on the side, of course, we have Squidward's favorite people, SpongeBob and Patrick. And we also have SpongeBob and Patrick on the side. But what I think is interesting is the other watches only really kind of have a couple of the characters' prints on there. But this one exclusively has SpongeBob and Patrick almost consuming the entire watch, you know, almost like, so to speak, in the same way that they consume Squidward's life. So popping it open here though, very super intense red, like very angry, blood boiling red here. You got the SpongeBob logo, the red Squidward there, and we have a Squidward doing the thing, whatever, on the bottom there. And of course the vertical watch shape here. And on the back, we've got a literally an official watch of Squidward doing the thing, along with Squidward over here, which is actually the same photo image that I think was created for the Tide and Seek DVD that we have on screen here. And it does have Squidward's name there as well, but this is the only one that really sets itself apart from having the side being the back side, because this one has the ovals in the front and a design that is not really featured on the tin at all. I love it because it's got a dark red mixed with a more traditional red, and then a nice teal blue Squidward stripe going through it. Next up, we got Plankton, which is kind of interesting considering we didn't get a Mr. Krabs or a Sandy one, but if you've seen the SpongeBob film, not that interesting because he is the main antagonist of the film. You've got some green bubbles all over the front, a teal like circle around him, and then on the side here you have these interesting graphic of what looks like almost like, you know, Plankton-esque eyes, a really interesting theme, and then a bunch of different SpongeBobs all over the side over here, as well as a couple on this side, only interrupted by the Viacom trademarking, of course. And I think personally this is my favorite of the set. We have the almost ghastly evil Disney villain green Smog here. You've got Plankton, very murky look on the watch itself, you know, it's still translucent but a darker green. You've got Plankton there rubbing his grubby little hands together, one of his eyes right there, that murky look continues. And then on the back side here we have this almost, I want to say, like FAO shorts style like ovals all over the back, and a very classic image of Plankton on the top here as well too. And finally, my personal favorite tin of this set, we have the SpongeBob and Friends tin, which actually has pretty much has the main crew on the front here. We've got Squidward, Plankton, Mr. Krabs, Sandy, Patrick, and also the main man SpongeBob, and a rainbow in the background that kind of incorporates the main character's colors pretty much all the way through, leaving no real colors of any of the characters being left out there. And as I said, there's not a watch for Sandy or also Mr. Krabs. Nice catch. So the only way that they get incorporated in this set is through the SpongeBob and Friends watch, even though Plankton is kind of an acquaintance. But on the side here, you actually have Gary that comes across the whole thing, which is cool too because he's the only one not featured here on the and Friends group. So we got Gary in there either way. And popping it open, this is probably more of the boring one of the set though, unfortunately. It is cool that you get a little bit of every character on it. These are all designs that we saw on their individual watches too. We got Squidward, Patrick, SpongeBob down here, Mr. Krabs, a little tiny Plankton, and then you've got Sandrell down here as well too. But I feel like since it was like a rainbow on the front of the tin, it's kind of like a jarring when you open it up because it's such a contrast to the cover and being so colorful. And if I failed to mention this, you also have the floral green pattern along the bottom here, which again is not, I would have loved to have seen this color on the watch because when you flip it around the watch, it is pretty much just the cover here that you see the rainbow lines, which is not the best look with a black and white watch base. So I feel like this one's probably the one that is the most off in my opinion, but again, just kind of featuring it here. You guys can put your guys' favorite down below. But I do love the fact that you get all the characters on there nonetheless. And then for the picture here, we have SpongeBob. Again, I kind of would have liked to have seen like a group photo maybe of all the characters featured there, but nonetheless, still awesome and beautiful to see the sponge anytime we can. And on that note, that concludes our showcase here of the 2004 SpongeBob movie watches. If you guys can do me a big favor and hit the like button, that would really help this video and this channel out. And also make sure you guys leave a comment down below letting me know what was your favorite watch featured here today. And if you want to subscribe, that would be nice too. And if you want to support the show even further, go check me out on Patreon, where you'll get an extended version of all the videos that I release over on my main collecting channel in regards to SpongeBob, Nickelodeon, and cartoon related topics, as well as a bunch of additional shorts, including early releases of these videos videos and every other video that I release on YouTube. But thank you so much just for watching this video. I appreciate you so much. I can't wait to bring more movie products here to the show. I failed to mention it earlier, but these watches also were released at $1.99 each and adds 5 new items to our collection counter here. And I will see you guys here in the next collection showcase. Thank you again for watching, and bloop!